we need to create a form for widget's detail and then bind the form to the widget object that's selected, send it via input, and then be able to modify it, and then send it back out to the parent component. So let's hop into the code. And I have preemptively filled some of this out for the sake of styling. So we just go here. You can see that now our widgets list is purdy, as well as our widget details is semi-styled. What is it missing? Well, it is missing form fields. Let's go ahead and put those in. So we'll go to, I'm just going to copy at least one to get us started. We'll go here. Paste this in, and we're going to bind this to selected widget, name, enter a name, placeholder, class, type. That's pretty straightforward. And then what we want to do, we'll paste this in as well, and we're going to do selected widget price, and we're going to say enter a price. Now, I'll talk about this more tomorrow, about what's happening here, but when you start to focus on immutable data in Angular 2, ultimately the question comes is like, well, if everything's immutable, how do you actually do any work? And the most obvious place where someone could look at that is, well, what about forms? Like, how do you have an immutable data structure and do anything with it, much less a form? And so the approach that I use for this, after talking to Rob about it, is that you are going to have some mutable state in your application in order to do work. Mutable state in itself is not bad. You have to be able to control it. And so the way to do this with a form is to, when you get an object using an input, you can actually override that. So in this case, when somebody sets a widget via input, I'm taking this value and I'm saying take this widget and just copy it. Make a copy of it using object.assign so that internally to my form, I can work on this object. So now I'm not actually mutating state up the stream. And I think that's actually why my form builder is not working, because I think this bit of timing issue is messing up. But the main thing is when you are dealing with forms and you want to minimize mutable state or encapsulate it so that you're only mutating state within this component, you can override the input and then make a copy of it. One other thing that I am doing is I'm creating a reference to the original name of the widget. The reason why I'm doing that is if I select this, and if these are bound to the same properties via reference, and I start typing here, had I not stored that reference into something else, it would say editing ASDF, ASDF. And so I simply just create a reference so that when I actually start editing the object, you're not losing that connection. So this is purely a UX optimization of like, hey, I'm editing widget 1, but now this new name in the form is whatever I just typed in here. And so selected widget, and then up in the form, this is what I'm binding to. So it comes in, override the setter, object assign, which is our friend. We are creating a copy, and then we're working locally. And then when we are ready to save this, we can go click let's go saved, emit, selected widget. So now we're mutating it, and we're passing it back up to do something. And then in widgets, then we'll go here. We'll go saved. Save widget. Event. We'll pass that in. Save widget. Actually, let's just do a console log here. Here, save. If everything went well, it is here. Actually, let's. Yes, sir.
Wouldn't you want, instead of having the click event on the submit button, would you want to do the submit on the form?
Oh, you could. You preemptively have met me at the pass. That's where I was going.